Games have always been a place for us to relax, a chance to get away from the world and forget about the minor inconveniences that plague our real lives. God damn it. But in modern video gaming, achieving that relaxation has become more difficult. Instead of just sitting down and playing a game, the games industry has conspired to make things way more complicated. Here then are 7 problems video games suddenly have now, for no good reason.
Years ago, if a game came out broken, it stayed broken. This was a shame if an issue that didn't ever come up in QA testing instead reared its ugly head in the hands of the general public. But with the advent of decent home internet came the convenient get-out of patches, which let developers fix errors that had snuck past them. We thought that was good. We were wrong. While patches are still useful, now they can range from tiny updates after release that fix small problems to a day one patch that is almost the same file size as the game itself. Even if you buy the game on disc, you still have to wait for the day one patch to download, which could end up a day 2 patch depending on your internet speed. You could try skipping the update and playing offline, but you could face some real problems that stop you from enjoying your game. And heck, even if you don't mind waiting for that extra patch, that doesn't mean that it's the only one. Nowadays, we're constantly booting up games only to be told that we need to download the new update. Planned a fun gaming night with your mates? Well, best check for those updates the day beforehand, because odds are you'll boot up the game to find a Hulk-sized patch waiting for you. Sorry pals, looks like I'm sitting this one out. But I would recommend mad strats in the first phase, pushing the objective, and 360 no-scopes as the situation warrants.
At this point, it's no longer controversial to say that the internet was a terrible mistake, the invention of which humankind may never recover from. But at least it means that at any time, from anywhere in the world, some rando can remind me how much I suck at Hearthstone. Getting your butt kicked online on the regular, however, isn't the most irritating way that the rapid growth of online services has impacted video games. In fact, it's not even in the top 3, seeing as those spots are currently held by Bethesda.net, Uplay, and EA Origin. Sorry, I mean EA Desktop App, which is the new name for the Origin PC client, EA having decided to simplify things with a rebrand, unless you're referring to either the EA Access or Origin Access subscription services, which have now been consolidated under the EA Play umbrella, you know, to keep things simple. Because the last few years have seen an explosion in the number of video game publishers insisting on signing you up for some new platform at every turn, even when all you want to do is play the single-player game you just installed.
Drive us to that place on Mohawk. He's just up the road. I'll let you know when we're there.
Not now, Roman, I swear to God. Online games, meanwhile, are seemingly no longer satisfied with just an Xbox, PlayStation or Steam account, which means if you play a range of games, you now have approximately 1 million usernames and passwords to remember, and a dense web of accounts linked to other accounts. The result is you scrambling to remember your logins and resetting passwords for a dozen other unwanted online services, which frankly is what we spend 90% of the working day doing, so it would be cool if it didn't consume our whole leisure time too. The excessive form filling and box checking required to even start a game these days is even more striking when it happens in an offline game, or one from long ago. When Doom 1 was released on the Nintendo Switch, Bethesda at first required a Bethesda.net login before you could play it, a game that came out in 1993, fit on a floppy disk, and had 0 online features. Honestly, what would Doom Guy say? He'd say... And I think we all know what that means.
Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. Back in the day, if you wanted the latest Tomb Raider, you'd pop to the shop, buy the box with Tomb Raider and the highest number written on it, and that'd be that. However, now, if you want to buy the latest Lara Croft adventure, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, first we'd ask, why. Then we'd ask whether you wanted the Standard, Digital Deluxe, Croft Edition, Digital Croft Edition, Steelbook Edition, or the Collector's Edition. Yes, as you've probably noticed, games today come in a ludicrous number of variants. It makes no sense, but hey, let's try and make sense of it. At one end of the scale, there's the base game with no bells and or whistles. In the middle are sometimes multiple versions of the base game, but now with extras bundled on top like cosmetic items or weaponry. Some even add booster packs and other ways to level up faster with their premium, gold or deluxe versions of the game, which kind of implies that the base game isn't as well balanced as its fancier cousins in order to make you buy the upgrade. Further up the scale, there's the full game with all the downloadable trimmings. Expect season passes for upcoming DLCs, which will be sold separately 3 months later for some reason. Oh wait, unless that reason is for money? You don't think they'd do that, would they? Then there's the Steelbook Edition, which you'd hope would come with all the extras, but also might just be the base game in a slightly heavier box. Then there's the Collector's Edition. This is the game plus a statue that looks like the main character's lumpy second cousin, and an art book you won't see until the next time you move house and ask yourself, wait, what the f*** is a Darksiders? You can expect the actual game though. I mean, imagine paying £89.99 for the Red Dead 2 Collector's Box and not getting the actual— oh my god! There are so many different editions available on launch day that publishers often have to publish not only the game, but official tables of what versions people can buy and what each version has, or more importantly, doesn't have. Although some don't bother at all, forcing fans to create their own so that people know what the hell is going on. I play games to get away from looking at spreadsheets. Except of course when I'm playing Football Manager. I'm never playing Football Manager.
We at Outside Xtra think PC gaming is fantastic, but one distinct advantage that console gaming had for years was the guaranteed ability to pop in a game, disc or cartridge and start playing immediately with no hitches. Also, I didn't have to know what a RAM was or why I didn't have enough of them. Then the Xbox One and PS4 came out and ruined all that. See, these more recent consoles want to run their games not off the game disc, but off their own hard drive. So now, when you insert a physical copy of a game, instead of just jumping into a whole new world of escapism and running people over, you have to watch a progress bar that doesn't run anything over. Not only that, but you have to make sure your drives have enough room for it all, often forcing you to delete or move applications around like some kind of extremely boring game of Tetris. We're used to this by now, of course, but imagine someone new to gaming who buys a game for a loved one, then has to explain to little Timmy and Susie on Christmas morning, sorry, I guess we've got to wait 45 minutes for Crash Bandicoot to install before we can play. I guess Crash Bandicoot hates you, Timmy. Should have been a better boy this year.
Video games are a wonderful way to escape from the incessant tasks of daily life. Once done with all your chores, or more accurately promising yourself you'll do them tomorrow, you can sit down and lose yourself in a virtual world. That is, unless you choose to play what are commonly known as live service games. Online and frequently updated, in an ideal world, these games keep themselves fresh with new things to do and explore. Perhaps a new map, some new characters, or some new missions. Which is fine, but limited timed access means that what was once a fun bonus can morph into a weird obligation as you try not to lose out on the bonus goodies before they vanish forever. We all know how annoyingly huge the FOMO is when you see someone with that special item that you didn't get because, damn, you forgot to log on that week. Didn't kill Sean Bean in that elusive target mission? I'm afraid your chances of doing so now are stark. Should have kept a golden eye on your diary. Sorry, you've run out of time and you can't borrow more. I'm fired, aren't I? Oh well, it's been a pleasure. A Sean Bean! And this isn't even just for special events. Many live service games have what are known as dailies, which are daily tasks you can complete for bonus rewards or XP, therefore awarding more to those who play more regularly than others. Some even reward you for building up a streak so you never stop playing. Please, Animal Crossing, let me see my family. Believe it or not, that's one of the more straightforward streaks to keep up. Many live service games demand a lot more of your day, not to mention how intimidating it is for a new player to fire up a game and see a checklist of tasks when all you'd planned on doing was chill out with a friend online for a bit. In short, the increasing volume of live service games out there demanding your time can make your IRL list of daily chores feel positively straightforward in comparison. I mean, I need to do the washing up, but wait, did I remember to check today's turnip prices? Oh god!
The Haven Island staff is ready to receive you under your assumed identity as Tobias Reaper, a professional thief looking to retire from a life of crime.
Anyone who's seen my Instagram daily activity counter will know that I, like so many modern video games, am always online. And again, like video games, I am certainly worse off for it. Today, see, more people have access to broadband internet than ever before, which is all the provocation some game publishers require to demand their games be permanently connected to the internet, even in single player, for anti-piracy reasons.
What the hell are you saying, mister?
In many cases, with Red Dead Redemption 2 for instance, a game only needs to establish a connection every so often or at startup, checking in periodically like an anxious parent who can't quite walk away from the nursery having dropped off a toddler. But anyone who lives somewhere with slow or intermittent internet will know that this increasing reliance on being connected is often enough to prevent or interrupt your game. Okay, that's one done for. Oh, I've gone offline. Not to mention the confusion involved in games that draw a distinction between online and offline saves, and refuse to let you use online saves when playing offline and vice versa, which is not fun to wrap your head around at the end of a long day when all you want to do is kick back and gently place an unconscious man into a wood chipper. Most irritating is when these always online measures are applied, as they increasingly seem to be, to mobile games, which are designed to be played in places where internet connections are unreliable, like the bus or in the back of a car. On the other hand, it's a truly effective anti-piracy measure, because, I mean, who would want to pirate this?
Performance analysis. Epic.
You know raffles? That thing where you buy a load of paper tickets and experience a brief sense of excitement that immediately gives way to crashing disappointment when your prize is a jar of boiled sweets from 1987? Well, game publishers saw this and thought, hey, what if we could distill that disappointment and put it into all of our games? And thus, the loot box was born. Games have always rewarded us for playing them with various fun extras, particularly different costumes, aka skins. But as the years went on, many of these rewards have become harder or impossible to get in-game, but easy to get through microtransactions, encouraging players to dip into their bank accounts so they can ride a Pegasus. This is annoying enough, but in some games, all of those fancy skins are made even harder to get by being hidden within ever-controversial random loot boxes. These Schrodinger's loot boxes could have cool skins in them, right up until the point you open them to reveal only useless sprays and emotes. Oh cool, a fancy Genji animation that other people will only see if I get play of the game with Genji, which will never happen because I am bad at playing Genji. I'd have preferred a dead cat. This is doubly infuriating when there's a special event going on and you really want to get one of the limited edition skins, but the only loot boxes you manage to win and open in that time are full of nothing but sadness. Even when you do win something good like a rare skin, it's even more rare that it's for a character you actually play as, like the game has worked out exactly which ones you least want. Brilliant, I suck at Hanzo too. Skins you actually want are available for purchase, but heck, even the currency in this game is hidden in loot boxes, so you gotta pray you randomly win enough moolah for that fancy skin you want. Look, Blizzard, just take out the gamble on some mysterious box and let me buy the skin I want. Oh god, it's come to this. I'm actively asking for microtransactions. Okay, I need a tea and a sit down.
So those are the little irritations that we just have to live with nowadays in modern video gaming. Can you think of any other examples? If so, then do shout in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, then why not like and subscribe and check out some of our other videos as well. We do fun live streams where we just talk a lot of rubbish basically, but it's kind of, you know, sort of adjacent to video games most of the time. So, you know, it meets the brief is what I'm saying. Anyway, check it out if you like this video. I'm confident you'll enjoy it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.